Hi everyone. I'm Saman.
And I'm Sweekriti.
And you're watching
the Pregame Diaries.
Disclaimer, we're talking about going out and having drinks, FYI. We only drink socially.
So please remember to drink responsibly, take care of yourselves, and don't forget to hydrate.
Dating life in the industry. These girls are spilling tea.
You're watching the Pregame Diaries with Saman and Sweekriti.
So guys, today's rendition of the Pregame Diaries is going to be called the Heartbreak Diaries. And it's going to be the long distance Bae edition. And today we're drinking what we would like to call the Heartbreaker. So let's cheers to that. And Sweekriti, let them know what the Heartbreaker is.
Right, so the Heartbreaker drink is just a combination of all the leftover drinks I had, symbolizing the leftover pieces of our heart.
Yes, the leftover
very
drinks
sad,
that we
very
had
sad.
here.
Very, very sad.
Yes, very, very sad.
And we're just having a cutesy, girly night in tonight.
That's why we're wearing our cute
So we're pre-gaming to go to sleep, basically.
Yeah, because,
And we're already in our little nighties.
Very easy.
Do people say 90s?
I don't know.
That's like that's the thing like Napoleon people say.
90s? Well, I think people do say that, but yeah.
Whatever. You get the vibes.
Yeah, so.
Very Sabrina Carpenter-esque, you know?
Yes. Thinking about me. I mean, no one's thinking.
More like have I ever tried in this one.
Okay, guys, so before we start, we're gonna spill deep tea in this episode. We're really gonna get vulnerable and open up to you guys. Honestly, I post a lot on the internet, but I feel like no one knows anything about me, which is why I feel like people will be excited about this podcast because they're actually going to get to know us as people.
Yeah, I do be oversharing sometimes, but it's nothing crazy. I'll just like say a sentence or two and then it blows up.
Yeah, it's like
but it's not like I go in detail about
people think they know you based off of that, and it's like, you don't know the half of it.
I'd be lying also sometimes to get
like,
views
I'm mysterious.
on TikTok. So.
I'm mysterious.
Some of the things I posted, it never happened.
Oh. That's tea.
I mean, it did, but like...
Not to that extent.
Not to that extent.
Yes, but we're about to spill real deep, vulnerable tea. And because this is the long distance episode, I want to talk about, did you ever see yourself being in a long distance relationship ever?
Hell no. I don't think anyone even plans on this happening at all.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone had a choice, this was not a choice.
I would not choose that.
Unless, actually, this is facts. People who actually are more likely to be in long-distance relationships, they have avoidant attachment.
Here goes the attachment
avoidant attachment styles are more likely to be in long-distance relationships because they literally don't have the emotional capacity to kind of give, you know. Because when you're a person, it's, like, more effort and stuff.
Yeah. So we're literally about to get into, like, the heartbreak of our 2024, and the thing about me and Sweekriti is that our timing is very similar, so we went through the same exact thing at the same time. We both were in our first long distance connections. We both haven't really been in an official relationship before, but we thought we were headed there. We thought this was the one. We thought we were about to do our big one.
I generally thought this was gonna be like my first boyfriend, someone I was gonna call like a boyfriend.
Yeah. I thought I was getting a ring. I thought I was getting married. I thought I was getting children.
No, facts. Yeah.
And what I got is a big load of heartbreak.
What I got was a big load of heartbreak with the side of some trauma, you know?
No.
How about that?
Yeah, I feel like we're going to talk about things, but I feel like I didn't realize how traumatized I was until a week ago. Like, I feel like if we filmed this episode a week ago, I would literally be in tears. Like, I would not be able to pull it together.
Okay. This is basically like a little therapy sesh.
Yeah, so this is going to be a therapy sesh. We're going to spill our tea. But yeah, so I never thought I was gonna be in a long distance relationship. That was definitely a hell the fuck no to me. Like, you all the way over there. Like, I'm not about to look at a map. We're not doing no Google look. We're not sharing the location ass relationship. Like, I gotta see you. I gotta see you.
No, like, we need to, like, I'm like really scary sometimes if I like someone. So I'm I need to devour your soul.
Like, I need to be inside of you.
I need to be, exactly.
No, literally. I'm like, people always ask, like, first of all, what is your love language?
What a great question. Honestly, I always take those love language quizzes and then I forget what my answers are, like what the results are.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, but I feel like the top 2 would definitely be I feel like quality time and acts of service. I feel like
that would be my same. I feel like that's literally my
honestly,
same.
I don't know why physical affection is
physical touch is
physical
mine too.
touch. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like it's just all of them, but I think
I think it's all. Mine is all of them.
Because who doesn't want physical?
No,
touch?
it's like why are you only choosing one?
But I think it's something that really makes me like, oh, it's definitely quality time and acts of service. Like if you're gonna do something for me, you know.
Yeah, and I feel like the acts of service one comes from like being like so independent
for sure
in yourself, so it's like you can finally let your walls down and let someone do something for you.
No, like it's giving. I'm the eldest daughter of immigrant.
Yeah, that's literally what I was about to say. The eldest daughter of
I need to be taken care of.
Yeah,
because I've been taking care of everybody my whole life.
No, for sure. Yeah. Like I'm like the person that I'm meant to be with is going to take care. Like I'm gonna feel
like
comfortable
I need
enough
to
let my literally.
And
like,
I've never really
cuddled.
been babied like that. Because most of the relationships I've been in, like,
that's why.
Where's the finger? Well, I just feel like most of these relationships I've been in, I've just been put in my like masculine energy. Yeah. So I'm just like stressed out and anxious all the time. So I haven't been able to fully like let someone take care of me and baby like that. Yeah. But one day, I'm sure.
I would say the same thing. I feel like I'm a very masculine person. I get readings all the time, and it always comes up in all of my readings that a lot of people that I date tend to be intimidated of me because I'm just this strong woman, literally that fucking bitch, and I'm very, very, very independent. So it definitely is hard for me to, let my walls down. But when I do, and I have a Virgo Venus. If you know anything about astrology, Virgo Venus and I have a Virgo moon.
Picky over here.
Picky. I'm like, I don't choose people very easily. And speaking of choosing people, let's talk about how we met these people. Okay.
So I met this man when this was last March, so this was March of 2024.
Almost a year. Like,
ooh, that's scary.
I was thinking about that yesterday.
Oh my god, that was like 10 months ago. That's kind of scary. Definitely not the same person I was.
Time went by.
What is time? Anyways, but yes. It could be with our astrology episode.
We are doing an astrology episode.
No, that is crazy. But I went to Miami with friends because, I wanted a little vacation. So I was literally on vacation. And also, if you meet someone on vacation, do you think I came out of that knowing something was going to happen?
No, before she goes to Miami, I literally warn. I say, do not fall in love in Miami. That's not a thing. It's not real. Like, please. And what did she go and do?
Fall in love. But to be fair, though, it's not like I fell in love in Miami. It happened, like, afterwards.
Okay, I'll give you that.
But, like, to be fair, when I met this man, it's not like I knew it wasn't going to work out because I'm like, I'm all the way over here.
Yeah.
But the tea with men, or especially toxic men, like this one, they just love to, like, love on you. And make it seem like, oh my god, you're, like, the love of their lives and stuff, So I thought, oh, wait, maybe this... Wait, you like me? Wait, you're interested? Wait, you're gonna put in all this effort to come see me? Well, then in that case, maybe it can work out.
Mm-hmm. It's a trick.
But it's a trick.
It's a trick. They're tricksters.
But that's how mine started, basically.
Mm-hmm.
What about yours?
So...
Where'd you meet this person?
So literally I actually met them in 2022 at Denzel Dion, and for some reason I have like such a parasocial relationship with Denzel Dion. Do you know who Denzel Dion is? Yeah. They had a darty, and me and this girl I was friends with at the time like went after. This was after a 3-day bender, mind you.
And I'm during your fashion week by any chance?
No, it was in the summer.
Okay.
But it was like that summer of 2022. I don't know what I was on. But I was partying.
Oh, wait, that was awesome. I wish I knew you that summer.
No, yeah, I was... We met after that summer, funny enough.
Oh,
we literally met right after the summer. And we both were feral, but like coming out of that era.
I had like bright orange hair during that summer.
Yeah.
I was on some other
That was a feral summer. Literally... Anyone can relate.
No, I'm like
summer 2022.
I'm having the flashback. It was actually the worst summer too. Because I had to move back home for a month.
Oh.
There's still be tea on that soon.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, we met at Denzel Dion's Darty. Mind you, I'm in this like full blue outfit because I was in my denim era. Everyone remembers my denim era. We literally met. I was wearing full on denim, looking like oh my God. Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake.
I think my outfit, was it the tank top with money on it?
It was a tank top, and then
I lost those.
Yeah,
I lost that top.
No,
but then those cargo pants.
Yeah, the cargos.
Money and denim.
We'll do an episode of the day we first met because that's a story in itself. But literally, I'm at the Darty. Me and this girl drink a full bottle of Jose Cuervo's, right?
Get the fuck out.
It wasn't a huge bottle, but drink a huge bottle of it. When I tell you I drank tequila like water that summer, but we went to this Darty. As soon as we got there, first of all, they didn't want to let me in because I was literally incapacitated. But I was like, I'm fine. When I'm turned, my voice gets so high pitched. I was like, I'm so fine. So they let me in.
You're just a girl.
I sit down. And literally my world was like exploding. Like I should have had a panic attack, but I don't know. I was so good. So I sat down. I literally thought I was gonna die, but I was so calm. And I sat down for a few minutes. Then I got up, and me and my friend were the life of the party.
Scared. When you get too calm,
no, yeah,
I was like, something is not right. You need to get her home. She's too calm. I'm like,
because I'm not a calm girl.
Something is not right.
No, literally. But I sit down, I collect myself, and then me and my friend were the life of the party. We're dancing on tables. When I tell you they had a VIP section, we were not in the section. It was at the Delancey. It was at the Delancey. Yeah, it was on the rooftop. They had a VIP section. No one was paying attention to the VIP section. They were paying attention to us. So we're like turned. When I'm like drunk, because I don't really go out to like meet people. I go out to have fun. I like to dance. I like to drink.
No, that's the point of going out.
Yeah.
It's literally to have fun with your girlfriends and to dance.
No, literally. So my friend's like in everyone's face. She's like introducing so many people to us. And I'm literally not talking to anyone, because I'm not me. Yeah. So Cece was out and I was meeting so many people. She was bringing so many people to us. I remember meeting no one. I woke up with so many followers and I met this person on that day. And I actually have a picture of her and them. They are non-binary. They were in a picture together and she's like all in their face because she was taking pictures with so many people. And they were so enamored by me that day.
They were. I mean, who is it?
They loved my outfit and I was just feral. Like when I tell you I was dancing, doing splits, doing tricks.
You know what's crazy? So you met this person when you're out. I also met this person when I was
out. Yep.
Too,
timing.
Which is crazy. So for me, we were in Miami. It was our first night in Miami. Yeah. And we were like, we need to go out. Like, come on. You can't go to Miami and not have a little going out moment.
Yeah.
So my friend Rachel, she invited us to this event. Love Rachel. Shout out. We're going to have her here one day.
Yeah. Hi, Rachel.
We got to hear things from her perspective. But yeah, it was like this like ladies only night, which is already a little, but you know what?
There goes Miami for you.
It was fun. It was at this like hotel, bar, club. I don't know really what it was, but it was like really cute. And yeah, and it was a vibe. It, like girls were getting free drinks left and right. Like it was such a vibe. And one thing about Miami, they be dancing. No one here like shakes ass like that.
They dance
like
in Miami.
They be shaking ass and dancing. Like it was just so much fun. But for me, the second I walked in, for some reason, this man just caught my attention. I don't know what it was, but like
I have a clue.
Like the second I walked in, and at this point I'm like pretty sober, you know. Should I talk about my first impression right now, or should I save that for later?
You can talk about your first impression.
So I walk in. First thing I see, this man. He's like against the wall. He's all dressed up, all buttoned up to the top, okay? He looks like he's there for business.
Me waiting for you to say the most important attribute.
I'm waiting for that too. And the most important thing is, fine, I'll spill the tea. This bald man. Yes, he is bald.
He has a nice shiner.
We will get to that later. Did I... She was waiting for me to mention this. Did I think I was going to end up with a bald man? Of course not. You know, that's not something you think about, but it happened. Anyways, so yes, I do see a bald man. He's like against the wall. He's like all buttoned up, all dressed up. And I just remember just having really sassy thoughts and me talking to my friends, like, why is a man here? Like, I thought this was a ladies' night, right? So I'm like, why are you here? And not only why are you here as a man, were like in the corner.
Yeah, because it's
by yourself. It was just like weird vibes for me. But I pay no attention. But I don't know, something that gets it for me is like when someone's dressed up. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what you look like, but if you're wearing like all buttoned up, like all dressed up, like you're in a tux, that's when I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'll get a little feral. So that was my first impression. Mm-hmm. What was your first impression?
So I literally have no recollection of meeting them. She does not remember. It's really, really bad. You're going to notice a common theme in this story, but they did send me a DM the next day, and I went through their page.
Was it like, oh my god, I saw you at this party, I thought you were so cute.
It wasn't literally flirty at all. They were literally like complimenting my outfit and my style, and they had very good style too. So I guess my first impression was that they had very cool style, and yeah, I liked like their, you know how people take like street photography photos and like outfit photos, like it was very, very cool.
Oh my god, so they're like little, oh my god, they're like little fashion.
Yeah, so they're a fashion designer. Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know this.
They have a fashion line, yeah.
I swear, I learn new things every day.
Yeah, I'm like, this is gonna be, we're spilling the tea,
I'm
but
seated.
They are a fashion designer. They actually just came out with a new collection.
No, like, this is giving first impression right now. First reactions.
They're a fashion designer, so I feel like that's why
and they're like actually good.
Yeah.
Because I've dated fashion designers that are.
So have I.
That are not. Baby, why are you selling some... I don't want to go there.
Yeah, I already know exactly what you're talking about, but this is actually the second fashion designer I dated that I had a serious connection with. Maybe I have a type, but the first one, their stuff was actually good. Like, they gave me a jacket, and every time I go out with it, so the fashion bros, they compliment that. Like, every time I go into 2nd Street with that jacket on, all the employees are like, where did you get that? They're trying to practically rip the jacket off me to put it on the stamp.
Look, there is some 2nd Street lore too.
No, there is. That's why I said we're going to tell you the story about when we first met, because we went to 2nd Street. Anyways. But yeah, I liked their style. I didn't think too much of them. I didn't think of them as a romantic interest at all.
You're like, oh, you're cool.
Yeah, but I was like, yeah, you're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, like, that was me. I never really took them seriously because I'm like, okay, like, and I guess I do remember our first interaction. Mm-hmm. So this was ladies and I were getting free drinks all night. Mm-hmm. So, you know, free drinks in, I'm dancing, I'm turned the fuck up, I'm having a great time. Mm-hmm. And then after free drinks, my, ex-friend now, she encourages me to go up to him and talk to him, which...
That girl thinks she's matchmaker. She thinks she's Cupid.
She's not Cupid because it did not work out.
She's not Cupid. She's stupid.
Okay. Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, enough about that. But yeah, and after a few drinks, he was at the bar. And I'm just feeling really sassy. And I realized this is something I do, is if I see someone that I'm attracted to in person, I just become really sassy.
You get on the prowl.
No, I just become sassy, like, ew. Like, I just have this, like, ew attitude, like, where are you here? Mm-hmm. So I literally go up to him, and the first thing I say is, like, what are you doing here? Or I think I said something like, I don't remember what I said, but it was something like, what are you doing here? Or, like, what are you doing alone? Because I'm just confused. Because, baby, this is ladies' night. And he laughs, and turns out, like, he was the one running the event,
which is a little sus.
Was really sus, actually.
Is this how you're trying to meet women? Are you recruiting? Do you think you're tagged as Angel?
No, but like apparently like he was there on business, so but again,
my nickname for him, not even to cut you off, was businessman, because you know how when men say they own their own business or they call themselves an entrepreneur, yup, you literally took the words out of my mouth.
How are you entrepreneur?
Corniest fella you will ever meet. If they have entrepreneur in their bio.
No, here's the gap. How are you an entrepreneur and still broke?
That's really what it is for me.
Anyway,
so I joked about that, and said friend, well, you both were like, no, we actually like him. Don't make him any nicknames. No. And I was like, okay.
Well, anyways, businessman. Actually, I'll reveal what his nickname was later on because it's fucking hilarious.
It's hilarious.
But I don't know. We were just like talking, and then we like exchanged numbers, and we just like clicked. Mm-hmm. And that was it. And then afterwards, I actually thought some other dude there was hot, actually.
Bro?
Yeah, you don't know about this?
No.
There was like this like light-skinned Puerto Rican man. And he was
I'm going to Puerto Rico, guys.
He was like tall, and he was like a model. And so I was like trying to talk to him, but then he just gave even more corny vibes. So I was like, whatever.
Models are the corniest fellas.
No, like imagine being like a Miami model. Like you're not a real model.
Like you're
not a real model.
You don't make no motion. Like you don't pull no moves.
You're just putting that out.
You are not in the industry. Like
no, like literally, like you're just putting that in Instagram bio to have
like,
a bio.
Take that out your bio. Like
then we exchanged numbers, and later on the night, the bald man, he just like came up to me and kissed me, and I was like, oh.
He came up to you and kissed you?
Yeah. And then we exchanged numbers, and I thought that was it. I was like, oh, okay, fun little times, whatever. I'm not thinking twice about it, because bitch, I'm here on vacation. You really think if I kiss someone on vacation, it's gonna be a thing?
No.
Fuck no. So that was my first little interaction. But what was like your first time, like actually like first date, first time hanging out, like, or first thing that you remember, first interaction you remember?
So we would like talk. They would always DM me and like try to meet up and stuff. But again, number one, I'm very oblivious to when someone likes me. Because everyone likes me. Let me stop. I'm joking. Not really. But I'm just very oblivious. Like, yeah, I'm very oblivious to when someone likes me. But I posted a story and I was like, something about, I don't remember exactly what I posted. I don't know if I said I was pansexual, which I think I was reposting something about pansexuality.
Because I was like,
because I don't even know what my...
Because I know someone that might be interested.
In me? Okay, anyways.
You know what I'm saying?
No. I don't. No. It's gonna be a no. No way, Jose. Anyways. I posted something about not really caring about... Oh, I remember what I posted. I was like, I don't fall in love with someone based off of what's in their pants. And they liked the story. And I'm looking at... And I'm seeing the date them in the bio. And I'm like, maybe they're trying to date them down with me. I'm like, maybe they're interested in me because they always... Oh, another thing I noticed, they always would like my pictures and comment on my pictures, but they would never like or comment on anyone else's pictures. But again, like, I don't assume things. If you're not telling me straight out, I'm not going to assume you like me or anything.
Yeah, because I'm like...
Yeah,
why wouldn't you like my pictures?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm fab.
That's
I'm fab. But... You'll actually see this, I'm gonna tell that part later, but that part, like that, them liking my story was referenced. Honestly, when they liked my story, I almost was gonna DM them, like, should I start something or something? Because I thought they were attractive. I didn't, like, think they were, like, I didn't, like, every day think about, like, they're attractive, but I was like, okay, maybe I could do something with this person.
I need you to go right into the tea.
The tea? Okay, so...
I've been you're like edging me so bad now.
So the way we met up, I literally had, if you know, you know, I'm Armor Girl, so I had an Armor Girl magazine shoot. So I was in the city, I was lugging my armor around all day, I had so many people in my face all day. They DM'd me, literally, I went through that phase where I was deactivating my page every 3 days. Like, so they conveniently found me when I reactivated my page, and they told me they literally Googled Armor Girl, and then my page came up because they couldn't remember. Because they couldn't find my page.
That's kind of iconic, though.
Yep. So they kept inviting me to hang out, but people DM me all the time. I don't even check my DMs. If you get a DM back from me,
don't even work. If you want to work, yeah. Well, like the DM request, for some reason I don't get them.
Really?
That's why, like, I have to post. That's why I have my email, and I'm like, if you want to work with me, you have to email me.
Yeah, people DM me all the time. I ignore it. So the fact that I was even DMing them back just says that I thought they were cool. So they kept trying to initiate like a meetup, and I wasn't really taking it seriously because they're not from the United States. So mine was like a long distance. Honestly, it's not even that long because they were from Canada. But
still, like, you're in.
Yeah, I need a passport to come see you, and I didn't even have a passport at the time. But yeah, so they kept trying to initiate a meetup. I'm not thinking too much of it. They asked me for their WhatsApp. I think WhatsApp is one of the corniest apps ever. So I was like, oh, so I had to download WhatsApp.
I don't think anyone really uses WhatsApp.
No, except for like
to communicate with your family.
Yeah, it's like a fam. So I always like was a no for WhatsApp. Like, I'm not about to WhatsApp you, but I really downloaded it for them. And then we were supposed to go out to this restaurant that I suggested.
What restaurant?
I love this restaurant. It's called Ilsa & Co. It's an Australian restaurant, funny enough. So we were gonna go out, and then I was feeling lazy, so I was like, I feel sick today. So I canceled. And then we hung out the next day with our Yap squad. So I was doing a photo shoot. I came back, and what drew me to them is because I was carrying that armor around the city. But that armor is 50 pounds. It's heavy. I was struggling carrying it all around the city. And I went to our friend Pablo's apartment, and the first thing they did was bring me a glass of water. I wouldn't have even thought...
Met Pablo?
Yeah, they met Pablo, met everyone. I wouldn't have even thought to drink a glass of water myself. So the fact that they brought me one, I was like, oh my god, you're literally so considerate.
I'd be forgetting to eat, drink. So
I'm like, I wouldn't have even thought to do this. Yeah. And I was looking at them, because I don't remember meeting them, so I don't really know what they look like. And I was like, why they kind of
cute.
They were wearing like a black tank top and a black long skirt.
Not the Bushwick attire.
No facts. But they're so sexy, so it just fit and worked for them.
That's
and I'm looking
cute.
at them and I'm looking a mess. I photo shoot all day. I have like basically clown ass makeup on. I'm not even in my best fit. I'm sweaty so I'm like, they probably think I look a mess, but no, we went to Abe's. We went to Abe's, and as soon as we got there, they were buying me mad drinks. They were like, what do you want? And I'm like, are they flirting with me or something? Yeah. So then...
It's hard to tell sometimes.
I was like, what is this? Like, are you romantically... I don't know if I said that or they were, and they were like, I'd be open to anything. And I was like... And apparently, because, I be getting drunk. I asked... We were on the bathroom line, and I was like, why don't we just go in the bathroom together? And then we went in the bathroom, and apparently I made out with them in the bathroom, and I don't remember. I was like, because I was teasing them once, and I was like, do you remember our first kiss? And then they said it was that, and I was like, damn.
You're like, what?
I was like, I don't remember that. But we took a cute, iconic photo booth picture, and I really hold that picture dear to my heart. Yeah.
I took the bald man to Carousel on our first date.
We're just naming every Bushwick bar. We're doing the advertising.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor
Carousel.
us. Bumping that.
Our next event should be at Carousel.
No, that would be cute. Oh, we're having an event, guys. It would have happened by then, but we're so excited because it's popping off right now.
Yeah, but I brought him to Carousel just so we can use the photo booth, but it ended up not working that day.
Really?
Which was a sign, probably.
That was a sign. It was like, you were
telling me not to take pictures with a bald man. Yeah.
He's the light bulb.
But I need to, but let's start digging deep.
Yeah,
let's go down.
We went light.
So
now
that's
we're really
the introduction.
So
we do have a bunch of questions. So I think we should start off with it. So what was the first question?
Okay, so the first question is, what made you fall for them? And what made you want to do long distance?
Oh, I'm starting?
Yeah, you can start.
Let me see. What made me fall for them? So I met this person while I'm on vacation, so I'm obviously not going to take them seriously, at all. Why would I? Mm-hmm. But the reason why I ended up falling for them was because they were obsessed with me, and they were chasing me. He did not want to let this go, Mm-hmm. And the thing that I think that really made it, a thing, mm-hmm. was, the week after I came back from Miami, he was in town. Mm-hmm. So he was in New York. He already had a trip to New York planned out because he has family out here. Yeah. And apparently...
Me personally, I would have been like, oh, they have family out here? We're meant to be.
Exactly. You don't think that was my train? I was like, oh my god, he has family out here?
This is gonna work.
He's here at least once a month? Oh, this is kind of some tea, Mm-hmm. And then after we hung out in Miami, he was visiting in New York the next week, and then we had planned a whole day of dates. And honestly, by far, it was one of the best dates I've ever been on, probably because he was love bombing me and he wanted to make sure everything went smooth.
He was like, I'm gonna get ya.
Yeah, and he did. And I took him to my favorite places in the city. Mm-hmm. We met up. We went to Cafe Reggio first. It's downtown near Washington Square Park. It's a cute little cafe. Had espresso martinis. Then after that, I took him to get Ethiopian food in the West Village because I love some Ethiopian food. And I was like, I needed to be cultured. Because I was trying to test him and was like, can you handle Ethiopian food? And he did.
As you should.
We had a good time. Then after that, I took him to the beauty bar. Mm-hmm. So I really took him to my favorite places. And then from I know, right? And then from beauty bar, we went to Carousel. Mm-hmm.
That's a trek.
And the reason why I think I started falling, because this is our first date, our actual first series of dates, right?
And it was in the springtime.
And it was in springtime too. It's It's March, And I think this is where I started feeling more vulnerable because, you know, a few drinks in, we're basically trauma dumping. This is what men love to do.
That when you were
Men love to trauma dump. So he's telling me all of his traumas and experiences and whatever, and me being an empath, you know? You know, I'm just sharing some of my stories and my traumas, and the night literally ended with me crying, actually. But it was like, well, it was
they were like this picture, you know?
No.
You know, the bar with the
Yeah, we actually took pictures like that. I can't tell. It was his idea. There's pictures of us, and we're like hugging.
I remember.
No, but like it literally, like the night literally ended with like just me like crying and tearing up and just like us just sharing like traumas and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And at that moment, I felt like so safe with him that I could feel safe and vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I was like, okay, maybe there is something there. And for me, I would never ever do long distance, but he was so persistent, like he really was.
Mm-hmm.
Cause he was like, this is gonna work out. Like I'm always in New York, like once a month. Like, you know, like my family's here.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, okay. And at this point, like I'm still in school.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure my life out,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of crazy.
And the
we're
age
still
gap. I think
not a crazy age gap. So I was
How
23. I was 23 at the time. So this was a year ago. I was 23, and he was 28. So he was only 5 years older.
I think we had the same age gap.
Yeah, he was only 5 years older. So it's not even that. That's not even that crazy.
Yeah.
But I think for me, because I was still, like, trying to figure out my life and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of liked how there was a little bit of a distance physically. Because for me, a little bit of avoidant, but I was like, okay, well, at least I'm not, because I'm not, like, seeing this person all the time.
Yeah.
I can still spend that time and focus on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So then at this point, I was like, you know what? This could be an okay relationship. I've seen them like once a month. I still have some time to myself, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how it ends up, does it? No. But that's how I that's when I was like, okay. That was the moment when I was like, okay.
You could fall for that.
Maybe. And the best thing was just the communication.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, to this day, I haven't really met anyone that I just felt so, like, openly communicated.
What's their sign?
Oh, this one makes sense, because he's a Gemini.
Fun fact, Libras and Geminis are the most compatible sign.
So,
romantically.
Exactly. And it makes so much sense because Gemini, they're ruled by Mercury. Yeah. So they're such yappers. So that's what really drew me in.
No, that man could talk.
He could
talk was written by him.
Literally just to talk. Yeah. And that was the first time I felt so safe and comfortable just having such an open communication because I felt like I could tell this man anything. Mm-hmm. And I felt like he was telling me everything.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that's what I hate about men, that they make you feel safe and...
No, but like, it is sick. But like, yeah, like the communication, that's really what drew me in. Because I never felt so comfortable communicating everything with someone, like ever. So it was like new to me.
Yeah, I don't feel like I open up quick, like about vulnerable things.
To this day, I don't think I've ever, I think that's the only person I've ever dated that knows the most about me.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary, but yeah. That's what drew me in. But what about you? What was like the one moment you were like, you know what, maybe this could like work out?
So honestly, the first interaction of them giving me that cup of water, because I'm very intuitive. Everyone knows that about me. I feel like it's like a common thing for you to meet someone and know from the first 5 minutes
and
if you're going to click
also
with
very
this person.
spiritual and in tune, so she knows what's up.
Yeah. So I was like, and again, I've never seen them as a romantic interest. I think part of me always knew that they were interested in me romantically, but I never saw them that way because I had my own distractions and my own people, and obviously we lived two different lives. Like when I tell you their life is so different from mine, and they are very different from me. But yeah, it was that compassion, and my love language is acts of service. That literally was an act of service.
What's their sign again?
Cancer, which I don't like cancers. No offense, cancers. I'm really warming up to cancers now, but I never saw myself dating a cancer. It's because I'm a Libra. I don't have a lot of water placements. Yeah. I'm not very outwardly emotional, and cancers are very
Unfortunately,
outwardly emotional.
I am a Libra with the Pisces moon, so...
Yeah, a lot of my close friends have Pisces placements. Really? I feel like I could stand Pisces. I'm not like in love with Pisces suns.
I mean, on a side note, but like it makes sense because you were such a great manifester and you see a bigger picture, and I feel like Pisces are always like
they're like the dreamers,
and they also see the bigger pictures.
But I feel like Cancers are just straight emotional. They're not even only the Cancer suns, specifically the Cancer moons, but that's gonna be a different episode. But yeah, I never saw myself ever dating a Cancer. I was so obsessed with Jacob Elordi at the time, and Jacob Elordi is a Cancer.
I don't think I can handle a Cancer either.
Yeah, but the thing about them is that everything else was Aquarius. So
well, that's a good balance.
That was a very good
that
balance.
Makes sense why you guys were compatible.
Yeah, they had that air, and Aquarius are very good conversationalists.
I'm noticing a theme.
And
see how air signs get along?
With
Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, come on.
Aqua. But yeah, so I really was just attracted to how compassionate they were. And again, that was an act of service. Them bringing me a cup of water. Again, I wouldn't have even thought to myself.
You feel seen. I mean, there is a saying where it's like, to be loved is to be seen.
And I think that they did see me. And a lot of things I wasn't comfortable with at the time. Like, I'm like, let me just go all the fuck into it. So, yeah, so they, were offering me drinks. I felt like the night we spent together was so magical. Like, I was carrying 50-pound armor. Obviously, you would want to go straight home, but I was like, let's keep the vibes going. So we left Pablo's apartment.
You have someone carrying it for you, so we're going to keep going out,
Speaking of that, they had bad back problems at the time. And they literally, that armor is 50 pounds. If you have back problems, you shouldn't carry that. And they expressed that to me, but they still carried my armor around. And they ordered a car, and I was like, am I just going with you? So we left. And then, mind you, my other situationship was there.
Wait, what? I cannot. You need to be louder, bitch. We can bleep it. Oh, yeah.
They met, yeah.
Oh, they met?
Yeah. But they don't, like, obviously it was nothing at the time. And I wouldn't even call that a situationship. We just went on one date. But, yeah, they were so compassionate. We went, and when I tell you we went home, they carried everything. They were so compassion. They literally made me breakfast. We cuddled. Literally, it was so platonic. I thought it was platonic because I didn't remember kissing them. Dumb drunk.
So at this point, you're like, are we just friends? We're
just
kicking,
so I'm like, we get into the bed because obviously I need a place. Number one, they were staying because again, they're not from here. Why were they here? They were cat sitting for I think a family friend. The apartment's like huge and beautiful. So we just have this beautiful room, this beautiful apartment to ourselves, and that's a common theme in our relationship. I feel like we played house a lot because when I went to Canada, we were staying at their dad's place, and it's like this huge, beautiful like house with a pool and all this stuff, and it was really fun. But yes, so as soon as we went to sleep, we literally turned towards each other and just started like making out. And it was, when I tell you, I've never been in heat like that before.
It was getting spicy.
It was really bad. We didn't do anything. They literally told me, they were like, I don't want to, hook up. And I was like, I don't, like, they kept saying that, and I was like, do they think I'm some kind of fucking whore or something? Like, when did I ever give I did ask them to go to the bathroom with me, but I was like, when did I give that? Like, I'm a prude.
No, she low-key, I'm kidding.
Low-key,
she's a Virgo Venus, so she's very picky,
Yeah, so I was like, why do they think that when I was like, but I was in heat. Like, when I tell you the connection was so good, and then they made me breakfast in the morning, we were making breakfast together, and that was a common theme in our relationship, and it was just like I felt heard. So then I went home. I was so mad that I didn't go to that initial meeting. Their friend came, so I had to go home. Honestly, I would have just stayed there the whole time because they were here for a while, but their friend came. They wanted to, spend time with their friend. So we planned to meet up again. We brought Wingstop. We tried Wingstop for the first time together. I love Wingstop. I was like, you have to eat this. Try the American food. Like, I thought I was being...
Do they have Wingstop in Canada?
No. So that was their first time trying it. So we tried that. They cooked me, like, every meal. It was just so compassionate. Yeah. And they just listened to me. And that's something I regret in our connection. I feel like they showed me that they cared about me so much. Our connection got really intense very quickly. So, and I feel like they feel like it was due to me, because one thing about me, if I want something, I'm gonna have it. Like, so I expressed to them early on, like, I like you. Like, I like you. Like, when I tell you the connection was unmatched, like, the sexual aura, sexual chemistry was there, the connection was there. like, it was just insane. So I was like, I want this, even though, like, and I literally hated it because I was moving to Africa 4 months later, and I expressed that, and I felt like before they even came that they wanted something, but I was like, I'm moving to Africa. I said that like from jump. But when I tell you our conversations together, we used to FaceTime like every night. Well, WhatsApp every night, and
FaceTime on WhatsApp.
Yes. So I was like, how are we gonna make this? At first we were like, oh, I was so dramatic. I was like, they were like, I forgot what they said, but they were wanted to be friends or something, and I was like, you want to be friends? Like, I don't think I can be friend. Like, when I tell you this was the most dramatic era I think I've ever had, I was like, I don't think I can be friends with you. Like, I want to be with you and things like that. And they were so we decided to stop talking, and then they kept watching my story, like the first view, and I was like, they want me or something. So I reached out to them and I was like, okay, I think we could be friends. And they were like, I literally was just about to text you. And I was like, so we were like,
that's the best phase, when you start to like meet, like that's like in the beginning when you don't know what's gonna be, and you're just like very flirty,
like,
and that's how our text would be too. Like, I remember he texted me like, oh, like this is gonna be something, and I'm like, shit, I guess, like, you know. And then shit goes to shit, but
cute, yeah.
Before it gets bad, it's good.
Yeah, so they always used to care about me. And then I told them that I was moving to Africa and stuff. Obviously, we were taking it slow, but we were not taking it slow. So then I was like, how are we going to make, like, a long-distance thing work? So they were like, because they're into fashion, they were like, you can tell me, like, a color, and I'll wear that color today. We'll do, like, movie date nights. And then they knew
I've done that, too. Yeah, so we would also have FaceTime dates where we would, like, eat dinner together.
Yeah,
I think one time we watched we watched Wolf on Wall Street together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
I was like looking up ways about how to make long distance work.
Me too. And I was putting in the work. I was like actually doing research. I was like watching so many like TikTok videos and advice. I was on Reddit being like, how do you make like
I was like, what do you do?
And the number one thing that everyone was saying, and ever since I found this out, I expressed this to him where I was like, this is what makes long distance successful, is knowing when you're going to see them next. So
I feel like I'm too impatient.
No, but like it's like when you're in a long distance relationship, a lot of times it doesn't work out, but the ones that are successful, it's when they plan out the next trip or the next time they're going to see each other. So there isn't that anxiety or that nervousness. There is that like, okay, you're going to see this person in 2 weeks, 1 month, and you're going to do this, and that just makes you feel more at ease.
I feel like that makes...
Yeah, which makes more sense.
Yeah.
But that's the number one advice that I learned, and I was really, really trying to implement that.
Yeah, I was trying
but
to.
It did not work
But the
out,
distance is so hard. Like, I felt like I missed them so bad, and I just wanted to, like, be... Something I liked was that when they touched me, it just, like, felt right. Like, I felt so safe. Even, like, they always used to say, like, we fit together like a puzzle. Like, I don't really like cuddling like that, but we literally, like, fit together like a puzzle. So I was like, I feel like this person is the one. And I feel like I knew that early on, and I would, like, write them love letters and stuff and, like, read it to them on our FaceTimes. And it was just so deep. And obviously, I was going to Africa, and we were not going to see each other, but something worked out where we were able... Yeah, so something worked out where we were able to see each other, because their dad was going out of town, and they had, like... And I got my passport, and I was like, the timing is so right, because literally the only reason why we saw each other...
Before your trip.
We went to Jersey Shore, and then right after that, I went to Canada. But, yeah, so the thing about it is, like, I felt seen. So a lot of people don't know that my family's from Ivory Coast. They did so much research about Ivory Coast. They were planning to come move there with me. Literally move continents to be with me. And they did so much research, and we were talking about, like, building a family together. They literally were like, because they're white, they were like, I'm gonna learn how to do, like, our children's hair.
Okay, the bald man was, like, white, too. But he was, like, Eastern European. So it's kind of
They were Italian, so they got the spicy white. I'm like, something I like more than Italian food is Italian. It's okay.
We're a little too in sync.
No, yeah, so they literally, I didn't even remember telling them that my uncle was a prime minister. They knew that. They literally, everything
research.
I told them, they knew. They were doing research. They were like, oh, I have so many pictures. And it freaked me out a little bit because I was like, no one's ever did that.
I'm going to ask you for
and they
one
can
thing.
speak French too, which
I'm
my
going to
favorite
ask
is
you
French.
to refill my drink.
Got you.
Thank you.
But yeah, literally, like, they paid so much attention. Like, they were willing to move continents to be with me because I was...
Wait, and they, oh my god, and they speak French too.
Yeah, so they speak French. I was like, you'll be able to, you'll literally fit in perfectly. Yeah. They literally, it was so intense that they asked their mother, would they be willing to, like, move to Ivory Coast, obviously, because I said I was moving to Ivory Coast forever. Mm-hmm. They asked their mother, would they be willing to raise kids in Ivory Coast? And I was like, what the heck? Like, when I tell you it was, like, so intense very, very quickly, like, yeah. But, what about you?
That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
What about me?
I was like, I'm gonna talk about what I want to say later, but
yeah. Even with family though, this person, like, I'm trying to count.
Did you plan family together? Like,
oh,
I'm like, for me, this is my first time ever doing that. Like, I actually saw it.
Dude,
like, when I say I still see it,
no,
like, I'm like,
no, like, actually saying, like, we would. So obviously in the beginning, it's just like goofy and whatever, but then we started literally talking every day. And then we were, like, fucking, like, FaceTiming every single day, and I just never felt so comfortable. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm, like, sharing my entire life story. Mm-hmm. He's sharing his entire life story, and his lore is crazy. I literally told him that, like, you need to write a book. Because the amount of shit he went through is, like, actually, like, it's unbelievable.
No, yeah.
No, of course. Like, we would literally talk about, like, where we would move. He wanted to move to Texas and build a house. And I was like, Texas is not my safe base. We're going to get a brownstone in New York City. Okay? We're getting a brownstone here. We're not moving to Texas. But, like...
This ain't Texas.
But, yeah. But it's, like, obviously we had those conversations. I would imagine our kids, too. I'm like... But, like, I'm also thinking, like, fuck. My kids are going to hate me. Because when they get old... They're going to be bald. No, but obviously, like, we're all thinking that. And speaking of family, like, I'm not sure how true this is. Mm-hmm. You'll know after. But he would tell me, like, he told, like, his family about me, his mom about me, and that was the first time anyone has ever, like, done that. And I felt very special, you know, I felt like, oh my god, this is, like...
I feel like that feels so special.
It does feel special, because it's like, oh, this is, like, girlfriend status, you know? He's, like, telling his family and his mom about me. And also, like, you know, I'm a makeup artist and I'm a creative, and I think during this time I'm about to graduate. So I was obviously looking for, like, a better creative job and stuff. And they had, like, a family member that, like, worked for, like a really good hair brand, like a hair company, and they're like, oh, like, I'll put a good word in, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. That ended up happening.
I feel like that,
but
not gonna cut you off.
It was just the fact that, like, that was the first time someone was, like, bringing the family element in, that I was like, oh, this is getting serious.
I feel like that was my problem with him for you from the beginning, because he made so many promises.
He made so many promises, and he didn't keep a single one.
Like, when I tell you, and then the thing about that is, you don't have to do that. You don't have to make those promises. No,
it was, I mean, I didn't want to get right into it, but I'll call you out. It's literally manipulating. It's love bombing, first of all. Mm-hmm. And that whole thing, it's a manipulation technique. It's literally called future faking. You are literally faking a future with someone and raising their hopes up. Yeah. Without providing any action behind it.
And then the thing about his action is that it will be half-assed. Even if he were to complete something, it would be half.
And it would piss me off.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he definitely made a lot of promises.
Like, insane promises.
Insane promises.
The first one, the mink coat.
Oh my god, that was actually the first one. Yeah, so when I was in Miami, when I met him, like, I accidentally, I thrifted this really cute, like, cheetah fur jacket, fur coat, and I don't know why I brought that to Miami first of all. Well, it was so cold here. But I left it at the hotel we were staying at. And I remember telling him, and he's like, oh, it's okay, I'll get you a mink fur coat.
Like, mink specifically, like, he didn't say a fur coat, he said, we're getting the high caliber,
apparently
high
he already had one. Also, why am I
That's also a common theme. This is hand-me-down greedy.
No, like, what is up with that? But you're right, he faked a lot of promises, and that was the downhill. So I'm gonna go right into it. why didn't it work out? It was because he just faked a lot of promises.
Mm-hmm.
And he just was such a good talker. He had such a Gemini placement.
He used some words.
He would use the words. And that's the one lesson I've learned, is to focus on actions, not words. But that was like the big blow up. And for months after that, it was more and more failed trips, more failed vacations, more failed plans. So by the time it was towards the end of the relationship, like I was already low-key like 1 foot out the door. Because I could just feel like it was not going to work out, but for some reason I was still holding on. But that's enough for me for now. But was there a moment for you where you're like, this is kind of like a turning point?
So honestly, I just want to highlight my time in Canada. I'm like, sorry. But yeah, I feel like my time in Canada was honestly the best week of my life. Like, literally the best week of my life. When I say I was treated so well, and honestly, what I'm about to say, like, maybe some people are going to perceive me as a villain, other people would empathize with me, or some people would just say there's no villain at all, and that it was just a matter of the long distance being the problem. But it was the best week of my life. When I tell you, this person and I connected so deeply, and they just... like, I feel like no one's ever cared about me that much, and I don't think I've ever experienced that deep of a romantic love for someone. Literally, as soon as I got there, and again, with that listening to everything someone else says, they knew my favorite thing was, like, pickles. I really was into, like, pickle chips and, like, hot Cheetos and strawberry shortcake. So they brought all the ingredients for us to make strawberry shortcake.
Imagine what I said, you're gonna make hot Cheetos at home.
Imagine Nora Smith. That also brings me... okay, I'm just gonna get into all the lore.
No,
so,
you were really in Nora Smith era.
Yeah.
With them. Yeah.
Speaking of, okay, so, yeah, they brought me flowers, they brought everything, they even displayed our Polaroid picture in the center, and it was just really comfortable. I was kind of nervous, but when I saw them, we just instantly connected, and, yeah, like, it was literally insane. I never felt so comfortable, I never felt so safe. They literally cooked me every meal. I would try to, like, help them, and they would not want me to help them, but I like doing things with my partner, and it was just really, really, really intimate. Like, the first day, I like oysters as well, so they took me out to the, like, little French market, and they were teaching me how to speak French and stuff.
Pasta.
Where I think I went wrong is that I had my vlog camera, and I was, like, vlogging the trip, but that's just something I do, and I feel like they didn't understand that, and I didn't like that they understand that. So I would vlog the trip, and obviously I made my Nara Smith videos and stuff, and then when we had our, you know, fallout, they said that they felt like I was using them for content, and I felt like that really stung to me, because everyone knows that I do it less now, and I feel like perhaps I do it less as like a trauma response, but they felt like I was using them for content, and I feel like that really hurted, because I make content all the time. Like,
yeah, I don't think that was like a targeted thing.
Like, it wasn't targeted.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, like, just a lot, I feel like I felt so safe during that week. And then the reason why we ended is because when I got back to New York, obviously I was going through a lot in my life. Like, I just graduated. I'm moving continents. A lot of things in my life are changing. I'm falling in love with someone. So I felt like it was really fast, and I will take credit for being really fast, because again, I'm very direct. If I want something, I'm going to say it, and things like that. And when I got back to New York, I was like, I feel like we should slow it down a little bit. And that was after a night of, like, me again drinking. So I said that while I was still drunk, because I was just having fear about it moving too fast, and I didn't want it to implode, and I feel like it did anyways. So I said that, and that was the phase where I was saying bricked up a lot. So at first they were taking it sort of lighthearted, so they were like, I'm bricked down right now, which I found funny. But I regretted saying that, one, because I said it when I was drunk, and then during the day, it, like, escalated. Like, I was trying to make them talk to my mother, and they were like, you just asked to slow down. Why are you making me talk to your mother? Like, I'm so confused. Mind you, I'm like fucking manic this day. Like, so they were so angry. But to me, slowing down was not ending the connection. It was just, let's take a little bit of a beat. I'm literally moving across the country tomorrow. I mean, continents, not the country. Tomorrow, my life is changing. I want this to last, so I just wanted us to slow down. So they were just so confused and so angry and hurt. But I want to talk about Montreal again. Again, everything they did, they just paid so much attention to me. There was so much intimacy. I felt so safe. I literally was going to meet their mother. They introduced me to their friends, which I feel like that specific interaction, well, after everything happened, I feel like I was really hurt that I was literally going to meet their mother, and they felt comfortable enough to introduce me to their friends, and we had a great night. And again, with the drinking thing as well, which we are going to put a disclaimer in drinking, we made cocktails together that night. Like, we made margaritas, and I ended up, what do I do? Get really turned. But I was really just really connecting with their friends, and I was like actually, you know, understanding them and stuff. So they really liked me, and they liked how I was connecting with their friends, and they were planning to tell me that I already told them that I loved them, but they didn't, well, they did, but during it. Oh, speaking of that, when I first left them in New York, I don't know if I made this up, but they literally told me they loved me that day. But I'm like, maybe I made that up, because it was like as I was leaving. But yeah, they were planning to tell me they loved me, but I got so fucking drunk. But they just told me it while I was drunk, and I kept saying, don't say it just because I said it. And I feel like I ruined that moment, because they were trying to make a special moment when their friends left. And yeah, I just got really drunk. So they took care of me. They literally took off my makeup. They showered me. They brushed my teeth and everything, and it was just really sweet. And again, like, just the best time I ever had. Literally, they made me like this huge like lobster dinner, because they know that I like lobster and seafood. Yeah, they cooked me a whole lobster dinner. They literally made me all of my meals. They taught me how to cook. Again, you know, them Italians know how to cook now. I literally learned how to shuck oysters because of them. I feel like they taught me so much, and it was just so like intimate and like insane. That's the most insane I've ever felt. Comfortable, safe, heard, intimate. Like, it was just literally insane. And then I feel like they grew really comfortable with me as well. And I would get like super emotional, because I would realize that, damn, like, I'm not going to see you for a while. Obviously, they were going to come to Africa, but that was in October they were going to come. Their mother is a Libra as well, funny enough. We're like 2 days apart.
When's
I don't remember the exact day, but we're like, I believe 2 days apart. But I was like, that's like literally insane. But yeah, so they were gonna come to Africa in October, but I was realizing we were not gonna see each other in a while, and I would like break down, and then they would like see me breaking down, and then they would break down, and it was just like this whole thing. So there was a lot of intimacy, and it was just really perfect. But again, I ruined that when I went back. So in retaliation, I feel like they picked at every little thing about me, which I don't think they're a bad person. Would never ever ever say a bad word about them. Even like when I explain this, and I haven't explained this situation to many people, but even when I explain this situation to people, obviously people would want to take my side, because like, obviously they're close to me, you're my friend. But I'll be like, no, like, I always, like, something I really value about myself is that I know how to take accountability, and I know where I'm wrong.
You're self-aware.
Very, very self-aware. So I'm like, no, like, they're not in the wrong. Like, I'm in the wrong. I'm the one who essentially ended the connection. They're just the one who like put the nail in the coffin, because they were not standing for that shit. Like, they were not standing for, you know, what I was doing, which I really respect. And I feel like number one, they said that they felt like this was actually, they told me this recently. We had many conversations, but nothing was coming to a conclusion or solution, because I was just overly emotional, and I was not really letting things, and I feel like because they grew so comfortable with me and I took that away, they literally were so cold to me after, and it literally was so unfamiliar to me, and it was like...
I do relate with this a lot, because typical manipulators cycle, they go from like love bombing
to cold,
and then they just slowly distance themselves.
Yeah.
And once they go cold, that's when you start feeling terrible.
Yeah, it
like
was
about yourself.
Insane.
And that's when you like low-key start going cray-cray.
So recently,
so it's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah. So obviously we didn't have a connection. They were open to reconnecting in the future, and we actually were gonna do that, but we filmed the last episode. We tried to film the first episode, and Sweekriti was like, "I feel like they're like your soulmate, this and that." So in my mind, I'm like, "They are my soulmate." They finally felt ready enough to have a connection with me. So
this was like
I crashed out. Yeah, I'm like calling them. They're not picking up, and then they went off on me in the morning. And they were like, because I was expressing to them that I changed, because honestly, a lot of the change that I went through in these past few months was inspired by them. Like, I wanted to be a better person for them. I got a job, I got my life together. Like, a lot of people, like, I changed, and I told them that, which you shouldn't, like, tell someone that you changed, but I just wanted them so bad. So I felt like they were just very, very hurt, because they never had been in a connection either. And I feel like that's what I was trying to explain to them, that connections are not perfect. They are hard. Like, it's not going to be perfect all the time. And I feel like a problem I face in my connections is that people think that either I think I'm so perfect or that I'm perfect. And then when I'm not, people can't accept that. So I was just really not angry at them, but it really hurt me that they couldn't accept me. Like, it's like, you met me while I was drunk at a fucking party, like when I was
you're gonna be a little,
like, I'm crazy, like, I'm not perfect. But yeah, a lot of the change that I did make in the last few months was inspired by them, because they did call me out for being childish. We have an age gap. It's not that huge.
So how old were they?
They're 27 now, and I'm 23, so it's not a huge age gap. They call me childish. They said that they feel like I need more time to grow. They said that they just said so many things about me, and that really just made me think about myself, because no one's ever said these things to me. And they feel like they didn't, when they would ask me like what I want to do with my life, I wouldn't have an answer, but that's just because I'm me. Like,
you have a lot of things.
I can do anything. Like, I believe I can do anything. I didn't even plan on getting a job. I got a job very, very quickly. A full-time stable job. Like, that's why I'm like,
I will say one thing. I mean, obviously I'm going to say this because, like, I am, like, your friend and stuff, but I don't like if you're in a relationship and then they, like, call you these names.
Yeah.
Like, childish and stuff, because it's, like, okay, but, like, at the end of the day, we're in our own journeys.
Yeah, that's literally
and why. Sure, like, your frontal lobe could be more developed than mine.
Yeah.
But it's, like, there shouldn't be no judgment.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, too. Because the ball man, when he was doing it, and it was in a more manipulative manner, where, like, I would react to things he would do because it upset me, but then he would focus on my reaction and why that was not okay. But it's like, I'm only doing this because of what he did.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan when people call you childish and stuff, because it's like, sure, I think we all have moments where we act immaturely, but it's literally just because we're in our own journey. And I just think if you're with someone, like, there should be less judgment and more acceptance.
I agree.
Because we are in our own paths.
Yeah.
And you might think you're more mature than someone, but then it's like, you may not be mature in some other areas, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I didn't like, because I do agree, like, at that time, I still don't think I'm perfect. Obviously, I crashed out 3 weeks ago
No one's perfect.
Yeah, but I'm not perfect, and I feel like you should be able to accept that. Like, you literally met me at a party. I was like,
yeah.
I can show you a video of me at that party. Maybe I'll insert it here, that they took of me. I'm a mess.
Plus, once you're, like, getting to know, like, once you're past the giddy crush, like, hee, like, you're actually getting serious.
Yeah.
It's so natural for everyone's subconscious traumas to come up. And everyone deals with things differently. So once you start getting real with someone, that's when all of the issues pop up. But that's when it really tests you. But I just feel like there just should be no judgment because we are who we are, you know.
No, literally. And I feel like
do we want to be like this? No. But it is what it is.
I feel like I accepted them wholly and completely for who they are.
I think what we're talking about is like unconditional love.
Yeah, I'm like...
You felt like you were loving them unconditionally.
And
But it felt like there needed to be conditions for you.
Yeah, I'm like, they're the first non-binary person, not even to bring that up, but they're the first non-binary person I've ever dated. And they brought up a lot that they've dated like cisgendered people. And they felt like they either wanted them to be super masculine or super feminine. Yeah. But I literally had no problem. Like, I want you for you. Like, I love you, because I do love them, for you. Like, everything about them, I just absolutely love. I think they're so interesting. They're so creative. Every little quirk they had, I was gonna say,
even when when you do fall in love with someone, like, you fall in love with their imperfections. But that's the thing, though. Like, you love them for, like, all the things that you like, but then you still stay with them for things you don't like.
Yeah. I'm like, the only thing I didn't like...
Oh, wait, I didn't say that right. The saying is, like, you like someone for all, like, the things that you like, but then you love someone for, like, shit you don't like.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm like, literally the only thing I didn't like about them is that when we would cook, they would use so many dishes. Like, it was so insane to me, because I don't like to clean. And there would just be, like, we'll use, like, 1,000 dishes for, like, one meal. Well, yeah, that was the only thing I didn't like.
I'm like, I didn't really like that bald head, but you know what? I like you, though, so I saw through that, you know? Like...
Another thing they didn't like is that they said that when I am really comfortable around someone, like, I don't know if you ever see me around Samuel, but I act like a child. Like, I joke. I'm very, like, giddy and loud.
That's another thing. Like, well, it's because they're bringing out the inner child.
That's literally exactly what it is. So the fact that they turned around and said that later, it's like, like, that week I felt completely comfortable, completely myself. Like...
And then when someone points something, when someone says that, then suddenly you're more aware of how you're, like, being perceived.
Yeah. And I feel like what hurt me the most about this, and what I didn't realize that I was traumatized about, because I wouldn't have considered this to be a traumatizing event, even though it quite literally was, but I feel like what's so traumatizing about this is that no one, like, everyone who has ever met me just loves me because they think that I'm authentic. Like, I'm authentically myself at all times. Everyone says it. Like, I'm the most authentic person
you literally are,
they've ever met. So for them to be the first, and it's someone that I deeply am in love with and just care about, to say that they felt like I showed my true colors when I came back here, and that they don't perceive me as this good person. And I feel like that has been the biggest shock that I feel like I've ever experienced in my entire life, because no one has ever said that to me. And I don't give a fuck if it will come from someone that I don't care about, but to come from someone that I deeply care about, I feel like that shook me to my core. So I did just go through a phase where I wasn't really talking to anyone, because I feel like I was realizing I was traumatized about that, because it's like, am I even a good person? Am I, like, should I even, like, I just questioned every single thing about myself.
I went through that, not during this breakup, but from, like, over, oh my God, it was 2 years ago. The ex, the crazy one, the crazy ex. When I ended the relationship with him, it was the lowest I've ever felt about myself. I mean, this can be another story time for another time.
No, stop. I'm like, we're giving Cynthia Ariana Grande.
I love you, though. Like,
no, same.
No.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. In relationships, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Quote from the bald man, actually. He would text me, like, he was a terrible person, by the way, but he did eat with one thing where he was.
You ate that little one.
You did eat that little one.
Because I don't really feel like I do anything to make take a people. Beat? No, I feel like I'm fine.
Disclaimer. While we love sharing our stories about going out and having fun, we always encourage you to drink responsibly.
Know your limits, stay safe, and never drink and drive. If you or someone you know needs support,
you can visit rethinkdrinking.niaaa.nih www.census.gov, or contact a national helpline at 1-800-662-HELP for confidential support.
Take care of yourselves and each other.